Hello and welcome to The Hindu. I am Ateek Sheikh, Assistant Editor at The Hindu. In the 18th Lok Sabha elections, which are being contested in 2024, there are two people from the royal family who are part of the electoral politics. One is Chhatrapati Udayanraje Bhosale, contesting from Satara. Second is Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj from Kolhapur. We asked them same set of questions, and here's what they had to reply. From palace to polls, what has been the reason, the decision behind you switching from, say, or entering politics?
I'm really blessed to have been born in such an illustrious family. And being born in such an illustrious family, we all feel, all our family members, we all have a duty towards the upliftment of the downtrodden people and to help them come up in life. That is what Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's views were about the Rayat or Janta. In those days, he had given, his views were beyond time. In fact, the democracy in which we live in, he can say that he is the person who actually set the ball rolling for democracy. He always insisted that in Raj Karbar, in governance, people should be included, and therefore, across the world, wherever across the world, he was the only king, messiah, God in disguise, who showed a proper path, a proper way of life, and yet to till date we all cherish and follow whatever views that he had, whatever all his views and whatever his thought process.
A situation had arisen all in Maharashtra and all over India where such a journey was necessary, and that is why I am here before you. The situation, as you know, the whole country is disturbed by the way things are going on and by the way things are carried out. And basically, we want our constitution to be protected, and of course our constitution is flexible enough to undertake constitutional changes, but you cannot go into changing the basic structure of the constitution.
But without even entering electoral politics, that could have been possible, isn't it?
I totally agree with you, I don't disagree. But initially, I didn't even know the spelling of, I didn't know what politics meant. I'm talking way back when I was in college. So after I passed out from college and I came back to Satara, people said that, not people said, but everyone insisted that from the family, when you're born in this Shivaji Maharaj family, your duties are towards the people. And that is the time when I started off. Initially, I was of the same view. And but then we used to do roadblocks, Andolan, all these sort of this thing, because I didn't have any executive, unless and until you don't have an executive or a signing authority where your sign carries some weightage. I won't say that my sign or everyone's sign does carry a weightage, but in social and public life, when you go to the government offices where the logo where to do, I mean, it does matter when you are a MLA or MP. Things work at a faster rate, and that is the reason why I chose to get into politics. Being in politics, I've never done politics. I've always seen to it that I've always taken up issues. I believe in issue-based Samajkaran, not Rajkaran.
How would you define Hindutva ideology and Hindutva politics?
See,
Your own definition.
no, I mean, you must understand Hindutva and politics and all that. I mean, I don't really agree with it, because Hindutva is a way of leading a proper, moral, and a decent and a clean life. Now, when politics comes, the people, as of now, because people have become more self-centered, and such self-centered people, they project the only way to fill their own coffers or for their own selfish motive. They create unnecessary. They create misunderstanding between. They use caste as a weapon, which is totally wrong. I mean, you're creating a rift between so many religions and all that, which has to be stopped. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is saying, all the Sarva Dharma Samabhav, everyone, equality of all religions across India.
We are all always inspired by the activities of Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj, who was the first real person who went in for liberty of the people and a broad-based kingdom. And his ideas we follow everywhere. He inspires us, and we follow his ideals, which includes everyone. In his army, there were many people of different origins and different religion and different castes, and that is why he could form a good army, which led to our first independence movement.
In that case, what about Citizenship Amendment Act? Because isn't it biased towards a certain religious group and against a certain religious group?
It is the way you look at it. I mean, if you're going to look at it in everything in a negative way, you should have like a constructive and a positive way of thinking.
But in the act, it's also mentioned that only people of certain religions would be allowed to take up citizenship in India and not others or specific communities.
Do we really require all this? As it is, our population is so big. And people now want to come here because they see India as an upcoming power. There's so many people earlier from India, people who used to go abroad, they used to take up citizenship there. But now it's like, you can say it's reverse migration if you look at it. Now people want to come, they want to come back to India. And the reason is because at those days, there were not so many opportunities. The government was not that functional. Now the government is super functional and the prospects are more.
But a few moments back you mentioned Sarva Dharma Sambhav, and also you said why should we take all of them? Aren't they
I didn't say all of them. I didn't say. I'm not going backtracking, or maybe, I don't mix my words. If you want, I would be really this thing that ask the whole world to change the name of their country and name it India. One nation. So India. So because I believe in only one religion, which is humanity. So I mean, everyone's most welcome to come here, settle down.
But the act doesn't specify like that, which is why the question.
See now if you're going to go into the details of the act, then next maybe we can have an interview on that particular thing. Because I'm not trying to change divert the question. I've told you what I had to say.
Okay.
Citizens Amendment Act needs to be, the present thing is not correct. The present act is, and it has been passed with hardly any discussion. And so it needs more discussion, and then we can think about it.
Okay. So you are of the view that there is a degree of biasness?
It is obvious.
Moving on to the next question, your views on Maratha reservation. Should there be a blanket reservation for the community, or should it be as per the economic status?
See, a lot of people, like I said, for their own selfish motive, they've created so much of unrest in the country. Which shouldn't have been done. When VP Singh was the then Prime Minister of India, he implemented the Mandal Ayog. What does he say? Economically backward class. Alright? And how did they interpret it? Only for backward class. Isn't that wrong? If every child who's born in India has a right to education. Because if he or she is not educated, how will they prosper in life? I mean, it should be equality amongst all things, no matter who, which community, which caste, which creed, whatever. It has to be only on it should be on economical this thing.
Of an individual.
Well, reservation, my great-grandfather, in fact, he started the reservation movement in 1902 by issuing an order when he was in England. He sent an order from there by something, and started in 1902 basically. And that included 50% of the seats were reserved at that time for the Bahujan Samaj, as you call it.
And your views on caste census?
They should. The Congress has already talked on it, and it has said that caste census will be taken when they come in power, and that is necessary to solve so many issues.
Given that you are a royal heir, so you have an edge over your candidates?
I feel blessed that I'm born in this illustrious family. And we are not living in royalty. We are not living in Rajashahi. We are living in Lokshahi, which was initiated by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. What work I have done for the upliftment and progress of the complete area and infrastructure in general.
So you do have an edge over your rivals, given that you are.
Yeah, I have an edge.
Given the family.
Not the family, but I have an edge because I have not done any corruption, and that's not going to happen. And I'd rather die than do something like that. And now speaking of the opponent, you must be reading the papers and all. There's so many ghotalas, all this thing. And the case is pending against him.
No, it is basically because I have been following the ideas of my great-grandfather, Shahu Chhatrapati Maharaj, of equality and taking all people together forward. and because of the lineage from Shivaji Maharaj also. But I say that is there, of course that is there. It is generally your own activities, your own ideas which count, and which should be always in the interest of the people, of the masses and farmers and everyone. It has nothing to do with electoral. It has been going on, you can say, since birth.
So why the need to join politics?
Need to join politics is, as you say, you can do everything, cover everything, or develop everything on a bigger and a better scale, in a better way, if you are linked with, being a member of parliament.
Your views on Parivarvad and Parivarvad politics?
Right.
Your views on the same, like given that you are now part of electoral politics, and given your ancestry which has been so rich, so what are your views on Parivarvad in politics?
I don't see any Vad in it.
People should vote for a person who will give time, who will do justice to that post. That's what I feel. Yes, if my son, tomorrow, if he wants to get into socialist thing, it's all up to him. I'm not going to force him that you have to do this.
So, irrespective of the generational shift, if a person or...
It all depends on the people who they choose.
So it's all right, Parivarvad in politics?
I didn't say it's all right. It's the people's choice. If I'm doing good work for the upliftment of the people, just because I'm born in an illustrious family, are you not going to vote for me? Are you going to keep me out of it? If I was not working towards the welfare of the people, and then people wouldn't have stood by me.
BJP say attacking Congress on Parivarvad. Do you stand by that? Do you agree?
See, if that person is not up to the mark, so obviously he's a very nice person. But if your inclination is not towards doing social work and the thing, by just waving out and saying, smiling, that is when you're talking of serious governance and that too of huge democracy, the democratic country like India, that person should be able to shoulder those responsibilities. And if he can shoulder the responsibilities, then there's nothing wrong.
No one rules over here. This is a democratic country. You have to represent the people and then work for the people. So the government is of the people, by the people, for the people, as Lincoln has told you in America.
I hope you liked the video. For more such content, follow The Hindu.